Hey everyone. Oh, I hope this music isn't too loud. Hope you're all doing well. I don't know about you, but I've been so tired. Some big shifts going on in the collective in so many different directions. So as usual, hope everyone is taking care of themselves. Okay, just pulling from this animal deck, and then we'll get into tarot. Yeah, what guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, in light of this, or in the shadow of this new moon. It's a new moon today, yesterday, I think in Sagittarius in the Western astrology. If you're following or want to know a little bit more about that, Sagittarius is a sign of no restrictions, no limitations, expansion. Sagittarius can be seen as fortunate and lucky. I also low-key see Sagittarius as I guess being associated to expanding, like growth in ourselves in whatever way it can be applied to. Can also be a bit of a stretch, so there can also be like the growing pains that are associated, I think, with Sagittarius. Sagittarius, like, people are commonly known to like adventure, or don't mind being out of their comfort zone. So yeah, I guess in regards to that, this new moon is giving us some space to reflect on like our limiting beliefs and restrictions that we have within ourselves, our own movements. And then I'm also seeing that in the wider sense, so that can also be in the collective, like the systems that we're part of, the communities that we're part of. How do we feel restricted? What are those restrictions? How can we expand our thoughts, our emotions, our heart, our practices, our skills, our knowledge, whatever it may be, to break free from those restrictions? Okay, anyway, let's pull. What guidance and affirmations you have for us? Oh, I'm also getting something else. So it's today is Shango and Oya's day, which is Shango and Oya are Orisha or divinities under the Yoruba, Nigerian, West African tradition. They both represent or can be represented within the wind, within tornadoes, within, like cyclones and storms, and the rain as well. They both represent justice, contracts, commitments, or govern over those things. And so I was feeling to communicate that. And then also it's been really windy, I guess on and off, but the last, like yesterday and today, have been really windy. So that was also bringing me towards Tawhiri Matia, the indigenous Māori Atua deity of the winds. Yeah, so there's a lot of change and a lot being uprooted and cleared and cleansed. That makes me think of Oya, that relentlessness and uprooting certain things. So yeah, there's a lot of potential, I want to say, in like all areas for things to be swept up. And in saying that, I don't necessarily see it as like a positive or a negative. I kind of see it as like all inclusive in all areas, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, what I just said. Guidance, affirmations you have for us, the collective. in the shadow of this new moon. Okay, we have the condor. You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. Okay, so this is encouraging us to I'm being brought back to, I don't know what I said this in reference to just before, but like stepping out of the comfort zone, or Sagittarius energy. So yeah, I'm seeing Source wanting us to step out of our comfort zone in order to gain fresh perspective on things. If we feel like we're overly focused on something, so this could be an area in our life, and to the point, like there's a difference between being focused and grounded, and being focused and kind of like sporadic, or making, I'm hearing like, I don't know if that makes sense, sporadic decisions or impulsive decisions. Yeah, some of us, okay, yeah, so some of us, or collectively, we're being called to like reevaluate certain things. And I guess in regards to expansion and growth in our lives and the ways in which we live in our community, sometimes you do need to take a step back to like see the whole vision. So that's what this card kind of represents, like a bird's eye view. Yeah, so I guess we're being called to take a step back from certain things and like gain perspective. And I'm seeing and hearing it's important for us to look at the perspectives of other people as well. We'll be, if we're taking a step back or widening our perspective, we're able to, I don't know who told me this, but they were talking about perspective, and they were saying, imagine a tree and you're standing on one side of the tree and you're looking at the tree and seeing, you know, whatever it may be, say like this fruitfulness or the leaves coming out of it at a certain angle, you know, but there's also the other side of the tree which someone else could be standing on and seeing a different perspective. There could be like broken branches on that side of the tree, or a part of it may be, I don't know, just anything, you know, or there could be a nest in that part of the tree, you know, whichever side of the tree you're standing on, you're going to see a different thing, but it doesn't mean that it's not the tree. And so, yeah, I think that I'm seeing and hearing that vision and that story when thinking about this. It's important for us to take a step back so we can see the whole thing, and see how the thing that we like looking at the things that we're a part of, what we eat from, what nurtures us spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and looking at how that also affects others. And I really am seeing this as like the systems we're a part of, the communities we're a part of, the groups we're a part of, the friendships we're a part of, the connections and relationships, collaborations, contracts we're a part of. It's important for us to look at them at this time. And if we're struggling with like gaining a fresh perspective, I feel like even if you feel like you're all good, I feel like this is still a good or a positive, task to do. So yeah, I guess in this new moon, in the rest that we have and the time that we have to reflect, this is something that we can reflect on. At the base of the deck, there's the meerkat. Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Okay, so this is also about like talking to others about these perspectives, these ideas. And interestingly enough, we have, this is a good time to go on a new adventure. Okay, so I'm also seeing like from these new perspectives that we have, we'll be able to have these conversations. And something that's been coming through for me a lot is Aquarius energy. So that is the energy of yeah, activating higher vision and perspective. So like our ideas that we have within our work, within our community, activating those through conversation with the people that we trust. This is a way that we can gain support in the things that we want to do as well, the things that we want to create. This can even be, I'm hearing, specifically for those that are in connections. Doesn't have to be romantic, but like intimate connections, ways in which you want to grow those connections, or what vision, wait, let me rephrase this, the ways in which we desire to grow in these connections together, thinking about those things, and even communicating again our ideas and perspectives. The people that we're in relationship with might have, yeah, fresh perspectives to offer us that we might not be able to see, especially if we're like struggling in any areas or feeling too hyper focused or fixated on certain things. Yeah, and the meerkat also is a reminder that we can trust those around us. There are people that we can rely on, talk to, that have our best interest at heart, no matter what we've gone through. So the meerkat can also suggest that, you know, in life with everyone, we all go through certain things within relationships. Relationships aren't always as smooth as we would like them to be. And I think Source is reminding us that there are people that we can lean on and trust, even if we feel like we don't have support. Yeah, there are people around us that can help us see bigger perspective as well, if we can't see it ourselves. And now I'm seeing a vision. So going back to that tree, I'm actually seeing, so like, say it's me standing on one side of the tree and my friend standing on the other side of the tree. I'm stepping away from the tree a little bit just to go around the other side of it to I guess, spend time with my friend. And just in that spending of time, my perspective has shifted. You might not even be like specifically speaking on certain things, but could even just be like light conversation. But I kind of see that shifting our energy a little bit. And yeah, I see this is going to help us collectively as we're conversing with each other, sharing our perspectives with those that we trust, that we know have that loyalty to us. That this is going to help us start in a new cycle of, or help us start in a new cycle of abundance. And I'm hearing also with clear intention. So yeah, these conversations, this time away from certain things even, is going to help us enter into, newness. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Messages you have for us, the collective, and the shadow of this new moon. What guidance do you have for us, the collective, and the shadow of this new moon? Okay, we have Knight of Chalices. Just pull a couple more. What guidance, affirmation. We have we have Temperance. Nine of Cups, and Five of Cups with the Chariot on the base. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm also seeing with these cards that there particularly might be like, I'm hearing new connections for us to embrace. So it's a great time for us to embrace new connections. I'm also hearing like rejuvenated, specifically I'm hearing friendships. Yeah, so maybe friendships will be rejuvenated. There's an opportunity for that. Or yeah, there's an opportunity for us to embrace that energy and then bring that into our connections if we want that. If we want those energies to be rejuvenated, or connections, emotional connections to be rejuvenated. There's also definitely a healing here that's taking place. I want to say within the collective, like inner child, or so again, the inner child, which I always speak about, is the part of us that is deeply connected to our imagination and our intuition. The inner child can be linked to our child self, so our past self that's gone through certain things, I guess, experiences. And even when we grow old, our inner child is still present at any stage of our lives, which is the part of us that has those purest desires and dreams, visions for our life, things that we want in our life emotionally, or in any way really, can be connected to our inner child. But it's from the purest part of ourselves, so it's not like what your ego wants for yourself, it's what your inner child wants for yourself, or like that purest part of your emotions. There's a lot of healing that is being taken place here. I also see some of us spending time around children, and that's healing, or some of us need to spend some time around children if we can. Okay, so there are a few messages. I'll just like try list them off. So it's important to be patient with ourselves, to be patient with, again, our inner child, our healing as well, healing of past things. It's important for us to also connect with that part of ourselves that I explained, that playfulness and that like innocence and purity within our emotions and our dreams, because some of us have been through certain things. I mean, we all have, but this will resonate for who it resonates for. Some of us have been through certain loss emotionally, so it could be losing someone, it could be a breakup, it could be feelings of rejection. So again, that could be around childhood trauma, but it doesn't have to be that deep. It can just be a recent thing that you've experienced as well, within a connection. And I will say with the Knight of Chalices, this does link to a connection that's kind of immature or new as well, like what I was saying a little bit before. So the loss or the rejection or the emotional shifts that maybe we have been feeling, are really, really linked to what we actually want to see or what we desire within our emotional world, like what would bring us contentment. So linking those two things together, if that makes sense. Yeah, but there's a Chariot at the base of the deck, which I showed before. So there's like a new direction that our inner child is going to give us collectively. And if you can't resonate with the words inner child, it's literally just, even asking yourself the question, like, what would I like to experience in love if I wasn't thinking about how I need to be or how I need to show up, if I didn't have these responsibilities, just going into that like purest essence of yourself, your emotions, and then linking that as well. You could even again look at where you might feel lack or loss, or where you may have felt lack or loss in your past, those things will connect themselves, if that makes sense. I also really wanted to say, if anyone has any questions specifically about like what I'm asking in this reading and any other readings that I post, please comment them down below, because yeah, I'm not always sure if what I'm saying makes sense to me, but if there are questions or things that you would like me to like further elaborate on. Yeah, so this time for us is going to require us to be patient. Again, with the Temperance, I'm pretty sure that's Sag energy, but Temperance is really about that expansion. So again, like our inner child is expanding. Also, for those of us that have children around us or have kids, I'm seeing that we might be witnessing, obviously everyone's always growing, but there might be specific people that are really witnessing their children growing and expanding, and we might need to, saying we, but those that this particular storyline resonates with may need to practice patience with the child's expansion, because this is going to nurture their own emotional like this is going to nurture the child's emotional fulfillment and contentment, like further on in life. Or I'm seeing like having patience with your child or with this child is going to allow them to really be nurtured, so when they experience emotional loss, they will be able to be patient with themselves and also know after that loss what direction to take. Yeah, so that's really quite specific. Oh yeah, and a simple question to ask, did I really say this? But like, what makes you feel emotionally content and fulfilled? Plain and simple. Right now is a great question to ask self and figure out how to bring those things into like daily life and into your growth, like nurturing your inner child regularly is what I want to say. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. What closing messages do you have for us, the collective, in this new moon, or under this new moon? What guidance or affirmations do you have for us, the collective, under this new moon? Okay, I'm also seeing, so we got Death, and Three of Swords at the base of the deck. Okay, so first and foremost, this is a reminder that we're super protected as we're going into the unknown. So if there are any situations that we're facing or things that have really changed, it's important for us to embrace that change and to know that we're protected moving forward. This is Scorpio energy, I'm pretty sure. So it's also about like really feeling deeply what we're moving through and allowing ourselves to feel deeply in order to go through that transformation. I also see that if there has been some pain, there obviously is a lot of collective pain, and I'm just going to read this plainly and simply as well with the death and Three of Swords. There is a lot of death at this time that is painful with the Three of Swords there. And it's interesting also because I was speaking on children, and we know that there has been a lot of bloodshed in that regard. So sending lots of love to those souls that are passing. And I also feel like it's important, for us to do what we can physically in the physical realm, and also in the spirit realm as well. So if you're ever feeling to pray, a beautiful prayer, to be honest, is to pray for protection for the souls that are going, especially the kids, you know, and I don't even want to say just in Palestine. There's other places as well that certain things are happening in, like the Congo, like Tigray, like West Papua. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't see some of those things in the cards. I do, but under the Three of Swords, there's Ace of Swords. So this is about a clarity and voice. And I'm also hearing our collective voice. So our collective voice really matters. Some of us, some might be going to others about their pain, about about the pain within the transformation. Yeah, some of people might be, this doesn't even have to do with the specific topic I just spoke about. It can be to do with anything. So if there is any pain that we have been going through, there's an opportunity for us to voice it. And I'm seeing that as well, coming into alignment with others. So again, like if we're hurting, don't keep it in, speak about it, and not just on social media. I also want to say, like, to those that it can be through the apps, but also with those around you that you know will uplift you and support you. Speak about the pain that you're feeling. It's actually really important, because I think that there's a clarity that's going to come from that, from this transformative time, because it is a really transformative time. Yeah. So prayers of protection as well are really important for self, for us, and for others around us, and for those that, again, we don't share the same perspective with, that are on the other side of the tree. So yeah, I think I'll leave that there, loves. I guess this new moon is calling us to connect with our child self, our inner child, the children around us, and the children within the collective, in all the ways. Yeah, and for us to experience some healing and to create that space of healing however we can, in the small and big ways. So yeah, my loves, I will leave that there. I'm sending you all heaps of love, and I will talk to you all soon.